Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Kini Knudson. I'm the director of the Street Transportation Department for the City of Phoenix, and I wanted to welcome everybody here today for the special event. Thank you for being here, as today we are going to designate this section of Fillmore from Central Avenue to 7th Street as the Hans Hughes Memorial Bikeway. We are honored to host members of the late Hans Hughes family with us this morning. We have his parents, Morris and Judy Hughes. We also have Hans's brother, Charles. And we also have his sister, Hana Kuykendall. And she is joined by her husband, Peter, and their 3 children, Lydia, Sargent, and Asha. We're also very thankful to have all of you here today. You represent a group of Hans's friends and those who were very special to him. And as we know, Hans was a friend to everyone. He made downtown a place that he loved, and he made sure everybody else loved it as well. So I wanted to thank also for Mayor Kate Gallego for being here, and also the Phoenix City Council, the entire Phoenix City Council, for their vote to approve these ceremonial signs to make this Memorial Bikeway possible. Before I bring some of the speakers up here, I want to just chat briefly about the ceremonial sign process. It is a process that we have that we've been able to use around the city to be able to honor those who've made special lasting impacts and contributions to the city and our community. And I think Hans is a very fitting honoree for this occasion. So we got a number of speakers here that I'm going to invite the first speaker up here, Mayor Kate Gallego, to the podium.
Thank you. I'm Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego. It is an honor to join you today to celebrate the unveiling of the signs for the Hans Hughes Memorial Bikeway. We are celebrating a very special individual today who was, for so many, the face of our downtown. He's been called a downtown superhero and was always available with good knowledge about how to navigate our downtown, or just a welcome on a tough day when you've lost your car. He was also a committed cyclist. And so today we celebrate multiple values. When we have our ceremonial sign program, it allows us to remember people who are important to this community and also celebrate community values. So today we're saying thank you to all of those who make our downtown a friendly place, all of our ambassadors. Hans served for 12 years welcoming people to the city of Phoenix. We're also moving forward in our vision to be a safer community. The City Council recently passed a Vision Zero policy, which says that we want to see 0 traffic fatalities. We've had too many lives taken too soon, and so we're hoping to use today to make an important step to be a safer city. We've recently appointed a Vision Zero committee to help us with our roadway safety, and we're very honored that a colleague of Hans's will serve on that. I was honored to appoint Jamie Truffin, Business Development Coordinator for DPI, to serve on that committee, and I hope that he will remember the spirit of Hans as he makes these very important decisions for the future of our city. We are so happy to memorialize Hans's passion and contagious positive attitude by this bikeway along Fillmore Street. In addition to the ceremonial signs being unveiled today, last spring the City Council removed parking and 2 driving lanes on Fillmore Street between Central Avenue and 7th Street and added protected bike lanes. Those changes will make this section of roadway safer for all who travel along it. So to Hans's family, it's an honor to have you here with us in the city this week, and we hope you know that Hans had lived a life that was exceptional and that will continue to inspire us. Thank you for being with us here today.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'd like to invite to the podium Vice Mayor Yasamin Ansari.
Thank you, Kini. Good morning, everyone. I'm Phoenix Vice Mayor Yasaman Ansari, and I have the privilege of representing District 7 on the Phoenix City Council. As Hans was known for saying, it is another beautiful day in downtown Phoenix, and it really is a beautiful morning. It's also a bittersweet one as we prepare to unveil his memorial. Hans Hughes was a kind and caring individual who was passionate about helping other people, and especially downtown visitors and residents alike. His tragic death left a hole in our downtown community, and I'm so grateful that his family could join us here today so they could share in the recognition of his service. His passion also sparked a renewed commitment to address our pedestrian safety practices. I've been committed to seeing biker and pedestrian safety infrastructure built throughout the city of Phoenix, but especially here in our downtown core. In the last couple of years, our streets department has added new protected bike lanes across the city, and they've done so with an eye towards expansion of future projects like the South Central Light Rail expansion. Buffered bike lanes were added along the Jesse Owens Parkway between Central and 7th Street, which will connect bikers to the upcoming Light Rail and Western Canal project. And on historic Grand Avenue, our streets department worked creatively to maintain on-street parking while adding buffers and vertical delineators so drivers can be more aware of existing bike lanes. And after the death of Hughes, I pushed the city to fast-track the bicycle improvements that we see here today on Fillmore. Those improvements included removing parking and 2 traffic lanes to add buffered and protected bike lanes on both sides of the street. And from today forward, these protected bike lanes will commemorate the life and service of Hans Hughes. I was proud to help fund the signage for this memorial alongside Phoenix City Council District 8. And we can and should act fast to ensure that anyone in our city who wants to use micromobility, whether they're walking, they're biking, or using an e-scooter, can move around just as safely as those using vehicles. There's more that we can do. Our streets are still very deadly for bikers and pedestrians. Unfortunately, as city leaders, we receive text messages every time there's a critical incident in our city. And just this week, a biker was hit by 2 cars while crossing the intersection at 3rd Avenue and Indian School, and they sadly died from these injuries. Nobody should be dying while traveling by foot or by bike in our streets. It's why, as Mayor Gallego mentioned, the City of Phoenix adopted our Vision Zero plan, and why I've been a staunch advocate of expanding micro-mobility infrastructure throughout our city. I will continue to champion sustainable transportation like walking, biking, or taking public transportation. On that note, I invite you all to join next week's Bike to Work Day on April 19th, which kicks off at Park Central and ends at City Hall Plaza. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you so much for your advocacy for safer streets. And thank you again to the Hughes family and this extended downtown Phoenix family for allowing us to keep his memory alive here today. Let's continue to build a safer city in his honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. And now I'd like to invite to the podium R.J. Price with the Downtown Phoenix Inc. He's the Chief Growth Officer. Well, thank you, R.J.
Thank you, Kini. Thank you, Mayor Gallego. Thank you, Vice Mayor Ansari. Thank you to all the city staff who have championed improved pedestrian safety and bike infrastructure in our city. Thank you to the Hughes family for being here. It means a lot to us. Thank you for his work family being here as well. It means a lot to me to see all of our employees here today. Hans loved life, and he saw beauty in everything. He loved this downtown neighborhood so much, and he loved riding his bike throughout the neighborhood. Hans would love the protected bike lanes on 3rd and 5th Avenues. He'd love our reimagined 3rd Street, and he'd love these protected bike lanes on Fillmore, helping people explore this neighborhood he loves so deeply. And Hans, in that unforgettable baritone voice, he would politely ask for more. Thank you.
Thank you, RJ. And now I'd like to invite Hana to come up to the podium. We'd like to say a few words as well on behalf of the family.
This is a good moment, but it's also a powerful moment for our Hans's friends and my family. I wasn't planning on getting emotional, but you guys got me. So I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to read it because I'm nervous, so just give me a minute. I should have prepared. Here we go. I'd like to say on behalf of Hans's family, we thank the city of Phoenix, and we thank all the people that loved him and knew him. You honor Hans today. He loved big cities, he loved people, and he loved putting kindness out into the world. Phoenix has returned that care through beautiful murals, loving new friendships I've made and we've made, and meaningful memorials. I think Hans would be a little surprised by the memorial, but I think he'd also be humbled. So thank you for remembering him and giving back the love that he so openly shared with everyone. So thank you.
Thank you, Hana. Now, before we continue, I wanted just to recognize some folks within our department who've been working very hard to make this happen. I wanted to note our Assistant Street Transportation Director, Brianna Velez. Members of our public engagement team who helped us, but also the folks who are going to do a lot of the work here are from our sign shop. They are I have to say, they're probably one of the hardest working crews in our entire department because they seem to be everywhere all the time. So I wanted to just talk a little bit. I know the mayor had talked a little bit about our Vision Zero Road Safety Action Plan, we talked a little bit about the ceremonial signs, but one thing I note about these ceremonial signs when we install them and we place them, they provide that opportunity to be able to remember, to honor somebody, but to also, in this case, that our work isn't done. We need to work every single day to make that road safety action plan in our streets in the city of Phoenix safe for everyone to use them, no matter how they interact with them. Whether you're biking or walking or jogging or rolling or even using a car. We want to make sure everybody's able to get to where they need to get to in a safe manner, and they don't have to worry about getting injured or potentially dying on the roadway. So this small part of having these signs up here for me, and I know for my staff, is going to be an opportunity to remember Hans, but also to know that we have a lot more work to do to make our streets safer. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.